Yes.
And one more yes.
It's been so long. I guess that's my intro message at this point, isn't it? All the time. It's been so long.
Far too long.
Shouldn't have left you, etc.
I'm saying you've been lonely, but we back to warm you up.
And who are we? We're gonna do the intro right in the first minute, like a responsible podcaster does. Of course, friends, loved ones, children. We are the Triple P, the Perfect Plex Podcast. Fresh from our month-long vacation, although it's not really a vacation because dudes have just been on the plantation.
I think it's been way more than a month.
Well, between episodes, because as of this recording, I released Sarver Must Burn at the End of the World, long-awaited episode. Might be a little stale at this point because, quick progress report, the league has chosen to oust him. He's trying to sell the team. We'll see who they sell that to and how that goes, but he on the way out is the point.
The Suns.
Thank God for the Suns.
A lot of the league and a lot of the mainstream aren't really messing with these Suns. So I guess that Sarver effect is still there.
It will be for a while. But welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, folks of all genders, delineations, and species, especially my man's the Schmizmars all day.
And the raccoons. Not the coons, but the raccoons.
The cybernetic ones or just the regular ones?
Well, the ones with the ratchets.
All right, that's the cybernetic ones, the genetically engineered ones.
Yeah, we can, what I'm saying? Well, we're all cyberly, genetically
engineered in some way, I guess, right?
I mean,
we're going to have the raccoon fans after us in the comments saying that we didn't give the raccoons enough love or respect.
I mean, well, we just started. There's going to be plenty of rockets coming out.
There's plenty of time, exactly. So welcome back. Like I said, we've been gone a while slaving. And I was mostly trying to get out the episodes I had in the can. As I mentioned in the post on the channel, I had some technical difficulties with uploading, and just my internet's been spazzing lately. It's a whole thing. And I figured we just, bust it out anyway and get them out. And so I thusly came up with the 12 Days of Snakemas is what I called it in the post.
Yes.
Since all the other content creators tend to bunch up a lot of their content so they could take vacations and shit. Not that we making any money or whatever, but, I figured I'd do the same thing since we already have a few ready and they're kind of old at this point. I'm not going to lie to you, but they're made and they're funny. It's
like
some of it is evergreen, especially since we talk about fantasy and the threads of story we've been weaving through the season of the snake.
It's just one of those old school holiday packages you would get from school. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, happy belated birthday to myself once again.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? We're firmly seated in the season of the snake.
Soon is gonna be your time, though. Be your time soon.
Well, I mean,
should we just call it a new season? Like, in a lot of ways, these are the season finales, you could say.
No. We have plenty of time for that.
Since January seems to be like our jump off point.
No. We have way more to go, son. I mean, we're not even at All-Star break yet.
Yeah, or Christmas time. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all, by the way. I'm sure I'll say it again, but I'm gonna say it while I'm still a little fresh and early in the episode. So welcome back. We're gonna talk to you about a bunch of old things. Some of which I guess are just relevant now because some of the other stuff was covered in the other episode. I guess we might talk about our fantasy a little bit. We're both still in that kind of ambivalent, whatever phase, but
it's been a
it's happening.
I mean, it's been, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been a real fist fight.
It has. There's even though it's the same 8 guys from last year, I guess because now we have an idea of how we draft and what teams we put out there and how we waiver wire and stuff. So dudes are starting to figure out matchups because Mama Mentality definitely beat the shit out of me this week. And took advantage of the fact that I was tired and I didn't always start, and it was kind of a thin NBA week. Also, my best players are injured. Steph and Wiggins. The injury bug finally hit me. So we'll get into that. But the Bandit suggested starting with one Mercedes Varnado, who is, I guess, the biggest topic in wrestling right now, more or less.
She's one of them, yeah.
One of them, yeah. Besides ongoing Vince McMahon stuff and whatever, but he has plenty of airtime. Go watch those episodes. Feel free.
Is that whatever CM Punk maybe doing outside of that, I guess that's it. In regards to like things that really deserve like discussion. I mean, we could talk about MJF, but I mean,
winning the title. Shout out to him. Because
he's where fresh. He needs to be.
Finally. And they cooked it just right. Honestly, like even though it had bumps in the road or whatever, they still managed to make it work.
Yeah. See, that was a dish that they accidentally made good. It wasn't because of a recipe it just so happened that things worked in that way to where
And you had, top shelf ingredients involved if we're gonna follow this analogy.
But the reality, But the reality is, out of, I guess you would call them like the four horsemen of the AEW, like the young dudes that really should be their foundation. Should be pushed. That being MJF, of course. Jungle Boy, of course. Your boy Darby and
Sammy.
And
Hangman Page to a lesser degree.
But even him, because once AEW started, he was already presented in a very upper echelon.
Yeah, and he's established because he's a friend of the elite. So that made sense.
I mean, that AEW is nothing but a big ass clubhouse, but
so it would seem. Maybe we do a real. I mean, because we've hinted at that in past analysis of the organization and the company. But now that Cody's left and he's saying stuff like I'm still friends with them or whatever. I don't think it's an animosity thing, but seeing
he's like those are his acquaintances. They were never like friends.
Yeah. Just seeing that they have a bloated roster and there's numerous channels have covered this, so maybe we'll do ours soon. Maybe for Double or Nothing because that's the big deal pay-per-view.
No, it'll have to be Revolution.
That's the next one?
Yeah, in January.
All right, so we'll maybe as a little preview, a little treat, that'll be our next Wrestling Jam.
I mean, since you said it, because
unless we doing Wrestle Kingdom, because some shit's probably gonna happen there.
Wrestle Kingdom is a little bit more difficult to watch, but
definitely.
Well, first of all, I have to know what the actual card is.
Yeah, I still don't know myself. Besides Will versus Kenny is the only one they've announced as far as I know.
I'm really after it was Jay White and Kota Ibushi, I
don't. Yeah, I just don't know.
Shit really just lost. Because look, even when this dude Evil won the chip, I was it was like cool, but I don't know. New Japan is it's lost a lot of swag. So,
yeah. It seems to, but again, I think part of that is Kota was supposed to be, that centerpiece, and they haven't treated him well. So they didn't have any plan after that besides, like you said, Jay, and remnants of Bullet Club storylines, and the stable seeming to implode, and kind of this like changing of the guard between your Tanahashis of the world and those upper guys to the young lions and the guys coming up.
But even
and the mid carders, because you need something new and different.
That's what it is. There's a bunch of mid carders there now. Cause even like you said, the young lions that was coming after these dudes, like they're old now, and most of them they're not there.
Yeah, they left.
Like they're none of them are there now. You know what I'm saying? Because the true guard in regards to New Japan, and like that resurgence, it was like this dude Tanahashi, Shinsuke, and probably fucking Suzuki. I don't know any Gaijins that was there that really. Maybe Nick Barnett. But even like there was no real like American superstars that was out there like that. Because
Michael
like
Elgin.
nah, because like not even like American, but even like Finn Balor, like, or excuse me, Prince Devitt. He was still coming up when that resurgence came. You know what I'm saying? So then like you had him, then Kenny showed up. So it was them three. It was Okada, Kenny, and fucking then Prince Devitt. Then your man AJ. That's when he went on his world tour and ended up in fucking Japan. So of course he gonna pop. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that was probably the best time of fucking New Japan from like. And I'm not saying that like I'm an expert because I probably only watched shit from like 2014 up until
so
like
the modern era.
But again, that's probably the best outside of like the old school shit, man.
Yeah.
Like I mean, cause look, I don't know if I want to see Okada in America, cause I don't know if they would do him justice, but you know he's still one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen, man. In regards to like being entertaining, storytelling, so on and so forth. I mean, his matches with AJ and fucking Shinsuke and fucking you know, I think he had a trilogy with Kenny. They were telling that story, and like you know, till this day, they're still protecting the fucking one-winged angel, man. Till this day. So we're talking about that move being protected on like some real old school shit for like. What, 5-6 years now?
Years. People trying to hit it on him. People trying to counter it. All this.
Nobody is kicked out yet. Well, I haven't seen anybody kicked out. But,
not that I can recall. Anyway, there may be one or two, maybe, but.
But either way, with Mercedes.
Well, let's give them the context. Multiple sources, you know, like proper journalists, multiple sources reporting that
her included,
finally straight out. I guess she couldn't maybe say anything under NDA for a while, possibly.
Yeah, but you know, she's teased a few things.
Yeah, definitely, and how she's been posting and things she's been doing and changing her look, obviously, which is normally a big no with the E because they got to sell your merchandise and you got to look like your merchandise. She is apparently done with the E. Has decided to part ways. Unless this is a long game.
She's not done. She's just taking a break.
This is her world tour moment, possibly right now.
She's gonna come back to this relationship. She's just taking her break.
Yeah, this is her getting
to
live, you know, her nerd dream, and wrestling somewhere where.
Not even that. Really, you know, get like all right. You know, she's arguably the hottest free agent in the game.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like being that ill college recruit, you know what I'm saying? That ill free agent, you know what I'm saying? You spoke a little, well, I guess that was during the sound test, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wants to finally feel appreciated.
I get that. I fully understand. And she will be over there, for sure. Especially given the level of talent Stardom has. But yeah, she's apparently done for now. And
for now. At
least for the time being, is going to go to New Japan.
I give her a year at most.
You know, and or Stardom. You know, we'll see.
I give her a year and some change at most, and she will come back to Daddy H.
Possibly. Depends.
It ain't no more Daddy Vince. It's Daddy H now.
Yeah, Daddy Paul.
No, Daddy H.
Daddy H.
Or Daddy Trips, whatever you want to call him.
Daddy Trips.
Or Daddy Game.
But that's the deal, and so the speculation is that she's going to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom. Or at least,
Big Daddy H.
Or at least Big Daddy H. That sounds like a drug or something.
Like a real weird weird drug.
Yeah, or like some like mob boss is like, oh, be careful of Big Daddy H, man. You don't want to cross that man.
I mean, you don't want. Well, that's Kingpin, so.
There you go. But
No. Matter of fact, that's not Kingpin. That's Kratos.
Big Daddy K.
Well, is it K or is it C? It's a K, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Sasha in Japan, which is gonna be great.
Mercedes.
Mercedes. That's gonna take some getting used to. Mercedes in Japan.
Only because she copied, wrote it. She has legal claims to her like actual name.
So presumably, they're either gonna Chris Jericho it and have her jump Kyrie, who is the current and first women's champion of New Japan, or she's gonna have another match and Sasha or Mercedes attacks them then. I don't know. Maybe they just go all out with it and just announce it. And just like, look, we're not even going to mince words. Everybody knows already. Similar to CM Punk a year ago. We're just going to do it. We're going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, no, I'm more in the camp of that. The attack thing is too easy. Just have her show up with the swag and...
Exactly. People know who she is.
Just have all the Japanese...
The silent...
Oh, my city!
Yeah, they're just gonna go, oh, Mercedes, oh my God, it's so good to have you back. We thought you were gonna retire. I don't know how you would say that in Japanese, but all that. And she just has a match with Kyrie, which would be great. They'll tear the house down if they wrestle at least a half hour, at least 25 minutes. The only issue that I have with that is the title gonna be on the line? Because if so, then she's gonna lose because Kyrie just won that, and she's the first champion, and has not defended, as far as I can recall, against any other Stardom folks yet, or however New Japan is gonna make their women's division happen.
Yeah, no. I would expect her to lose regardless, just because. I mean, she would just be coming in.
Yeah, anyway, she's the foreigner, so
it's not, and I don't see her being out there like that much. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be out there for a little taste.
Yeah, she's an attraction. You gotta
like she. I think she gonna end up doing. Well, it can't be the same exact way, but I can see her doing like some AJ Styles, Hardy Boys type tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it can't be the same exact way just because these motherfuckers own Ring of Honor now. But she may do some little Ring of Honor shit because. Like, that'd be like a little, like, appetizer taste. Like, she's not in AEW, but it kind of, like, teases that concept.
Exactly.
But, like, you know what I'm saying?
To see what the reaction is to her. And
she might even do a little match at Impact.
Maybe. They got the talent. Now, like you said, as a free agent, she can just go wherever.
She may go somewhere low-key and wrestle Tessa, too.
Oh, that would be
because
hilarious.
The reality is, like, there's no other way that they're gonna ever wrestle.
Well, it'll have to be in Mexico.
No, it could be out here. It could be out here.
No one wants to book her.
Nah, Tessa's been out here, bro.
I know that, but
that's why I say it'll have to be somewhere low key.
For that magnitude, like, it would at least have to be like GCW or something like that.
No. Like I said, if Mercedes,
some promotion of note, you know what I'm saying?
If Mercedes is on her tour, then fuck it. She should wrestle Tessa anywhere.
AAA? Why not? I don't know if Tessa's champion. I don't know what her status is out there. But
no. Nobody's making Tessa champion.
Yeah, but that would sell, heavily. No matter what. At this point, Mercedes could probably wrestle a paper bag and she'll make it a big deal.
Now look, you outside of the E, you would get the most money out of that match in Japan, but I don't know if the Japanese. I don't even know if they're fucking with her, son.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
But look, Tessa has had she's had a couple of matches this year, like on some
low key shit. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know. Because it's hard to say. Because again, you would be in the Stardom locker room, and it's possible that a lot of the Stardom girls don't fuck with her. So, given what's happened, what the perception of her is, all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what that could be or how that could really happen outside of Mexico. Or is what was AJ Lee trying to do with her promotion? Was it Glow or was it something else? It was something else. Wow, Women Wrestling. She was trying to bring one of those smaller promotions up. It's not Glow.
Nah, because Tessa was in WoW.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she was trying to helm WoW or bring something back. I don't know. I'm not gonna do. On their research, but I remember they announced Tessa being a part of that, and that was like the big get, and then nothing seemed to come of it.
So that would have to have been WoW.
Yeah,
that would have to have been WoW.
Because we haven't really heard anything since that, as far as I know. But that would be interesting. I think that would be a great idea. Just for Sasha, like you said, to be on her world tour, Mercedes to be on her world tour. God, that's gonna be hard. For Mercedes to be on her world tour and just wrestle dream matches all over the place until either she comes back or she officially joins a roster somewhere. A lot of people are speculating AEW because, you know, of your ROH scenario, or just because she's definitely would be a shot in the arm to that division. But
like I said, she could set something up to do something in ROH without having to be in AEW.
I personally prefer that because there are plenty of women in ROH she could wrestle. That would be amazing. Fucking amazing. Too bad Roxanne is not there anymore, but you still got Trish Adora and various people like that. So
and the reality is you can still have joints from AEW wrestle on some ROH shit.
Yeah. So you know, it's essentially the same. That's why a lot of people are saying she'll sign AEW, but we'll see.
Look, if Tony Khan is smart, that's what he uses ROH as. Like, yeah, you keep, like, you know what I'm saying, kind of like some of the old ROH lore, but you have ROH be your fucking, I don't want to say your Apollo, but like your fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, you could have that be like, you know, like free agents just show up in
you know, much like they do on Dark and things like that, which I enjoy personally. But
you know what I'm saying? What you want to call it? What, you know what I'm saying? Like what the Laugh Factory, Comedy Cellar,
yeah, whatever it is.
Those venues where it's just like, or it's just like that situation where it's like, yeah, you have a big star, but it's not necessarily like a huge venue or a huge situation, but they're there to really, you know what I'm saying, like show their art and perfect their art.
Also, it gives a lot of those ROH lifers something to do, and folks who need reps and stuff like that, something to do besides losing on Dark.
Yeah.
You know, and Rampage. So
honestly, yeah, like ROH,
and it can have its own story, you know, and it sets up crossovers because you're within the same organization. So I think that's a way to kind of solve the bloated roster problem. But going back to Sasha or Mercedes Varnado, I hope she wrestles Kyrie. It'll be awesome, and we'll see what we'll see in literally 2 weeks, right? Basically 2 weeks, because it's the 4th usually, the 3rd or the 4th.
It's right after New Year's.
Yep. So it's usually the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th.
Speaking of which, does this dude Jericho still have that boat ride?
I don't know. I imagine so. I imagine it makes a lot of money. But yeah, you haven't really heard about it in a while. Also, it may have been a pandemic thing. Maybe he shut that down while COVID was still, even though he's wilding and still going to Sturgis and performing and shit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's still doing that. I wouldn't see why not. It seems like free money.
I mean,
even though he's rich so many times over, money's not a thing to him.
I guess part of me kind of would still kind of want to do that. That's definitely something like, alright, you know what? Like, that's definitely something like I would set that up like a kind of like a late birthday gift for the Dancing Bear.
That would be cool.
Yeah, we could do that. Shit, that'd have been nice this year for his 30th, but you know what? And we were watching the video early with him. Like I said, you know, I do enjoy Jericho outside of wrestling as an entertainer. So I'm not sure how much Fozzy music I would want to listen to.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess, you know, like I said, I guess a small part of me still would want to do it. But that will have to be like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, the homies. All right, like I said, like, I'm giving my brother a birthday gift type shit. So.
It's an event,
And, you know what I'm saying? And definitely going with people that would enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Exactly, so it enhances it. So that's it. I guess there will be more development soon. What's going on with old girl?
Sexy ass Mercedes.
I hope she bring Naomi with her. That would be
awesome. Naomi. I think Naomi has kind of come back to the E, but not really.
Yeah, maybe they were just waiting for the time to drop her in.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. But
no, they've been doing their own thing, so they're separate. They're not attached.
They're not attached. But that was really the major wrestling story, I guess, aside from the Mandy Rose thing. But
which wasn't really like.
It was.
Well, no, like that. Honestly, that was just some of the residual effects of the the Vinnie Mac lore.
Yeah.
Especially since like him talking about him trying to come back, and then the new / old allegations that happened. Then 2 days later, you hear about Mandy Rose having. I mean, I still don't see where I haven't.
And they were out for months already. Like it wasn't.
And I don't see where the issue was, because them flicks weren't really like.
They weren't crazy. Like they were just they were lewds.
But they weren't though.
Compared to what they could have been. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, like I said, it wasn't really so
fairly
much
tasteful, honestly, like from what I saw. But because
again, that was just more of like because of like this dude, than like they couldn't have anything involved anywhere near sexual content.
Yeah. Well, also their thing that they're using, whether it's true or not, I don't know if it's confirmed yet. But Mattel apparently had some umbrage, or they were worried about Mattel. One or the other. They were worried about Mattel having some upset feelings about her what she was making, or Mattel actually like called and was like, we know what's going on, or we seen this shit or whatever, and we can't be attached to that. And so the E is not gonna risk sponsorships ever. So I get it. A lot of people have also speculated that they fired her because she's under her old contract to give her a new one. That more fits what Triple H is doing, regime-wise or whatever. But who knows? It seems like she's kind of hinted at, like, I'm just going to kind of keep making this shit because I'm making a lot of money off of it. And she apparently wants to be a mom soon and all these things. So obviously you're not going to keep doing this kind of content forever if you're trying to have kids. With, what is that, Tino Sabatelli, the dude who used to be in NXT. That's her man. But is whatever. Like, I wish her the best of luck. Like, if you're really getting more money, doing that from Brand Army and all these other sites, like, do you get that bread? Like,
no. If that's the case, then that means they probably are trying to restructure some shit. But at the same time,
well, apparently she's on the alumni page now. At first, they didn't take her off, so that's why people speculated that they're just gonna bring her back. But now she's on the alumni page, so we'll see. But not that that's like a forever thing. But yeah, it was a little silly. And it's interesting, like, to see at least the outpouring of support for her. In the middle of her best, like, this is like her run right now. Like, she was a champion for over a year.
Yeah.
Carrying NXT in a lot of ways, and this is how they do her. Also, the obvious point that people made brought up the Athena, formerly known as Ember Moon, bringing her up when they said they wanted me to be sexy like her, but not everybody's Mandy. Like,
no.
So again, the obvious guess from a lot of people is like they were mad that she was getting money off of that and they didn't have a piece. So again, a lot of speculation, but that's what's been flying around that I saw anyway.
Well, that NXT is it's a glass box of emotion right now. So like they don't know what the fuck they doing. So.
No, Bald Michaels is on some shit right now. But I get it. It's, again, very hard to, resuscitate, which is what they're in the process of doing right now, from the Bruce Pritchard bullshit that was going on the last few months, and form it into something that is engaging and that people care about. Especially since, again, they seem to be doing this thing of calling up a lot of dudes to the main roster. They're not ready for it.
I mean, Bruce still has a little touch on that.
Yeah, but apparently it's mostly bald Michaels at this point. That's what they say.
No, that's what they say, but you know.
They also say that was part of the reason why like this kind of blew up in the way that it did. Either someone snitched her out with how racy these pictures were, because Shawn Michaels alleges that he had just found out, and he spread that along. Other people said, oh, they found out like what was going on or whatever. But given the type of company they are, I find it hard to believe that they're just now finding out that she has this material on there, blah blah blah. Like, no, and it sucks again that it was leaked, because obviously it's paid content. It wasn't meant to be leaked. She didn't leak it. That's her work, So it sucked that happened.
She wouldn't be doing that if y'all weren't paying them.
Yeah, but it just seems like they're punishing her for it, and it seems kind of petty.
Son, the funny irony about all of this shit is, had we been under the old regime, she would not be fired.
Nah. Well, I don't know. It depends, because they really liked her, but also
she would not be fired, bro.
Yeah,
she would not be fired. Not for this.
Yeah, maybe not for this.
Not for this. If Vince was still in charge, she would not be fired.
Maybe not. Given like that they had her in lingerie and all these segments,
they would have just brought her back up and just like washed her out.
Yeah, aired her out a little bit.
But it wouldn't. She wouldn't be fired though.
Yeah, which again sucks, because you feel bad for the members of Toxic Attraction, which is her stable. They're the tag team champions. Like
I mean they were kind of in flux anyway.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably break them up now.
That's what, because they were kind of in that realm of like they about to be brought up and
because they clearly wanted to bring them up as a unit. It seemed like, because they had something.
And you need them.
Yeah, they need them. The women's division needs them, and people like that. That's why they brought up Roxanne. That's why they brought up all these people. Roxanne winning the title. Like, that's why they had her win the title, because she's obviously the next in line.
Yeah, she's up.
And she's worth it. She really is that good. Because she was Ring of Honor champion, so she gets busy. But I mean, that's as far as I got as far as wrestling goes. I really just cared more about Mercedes. Even though, shout out to Mandy. Like, pictures are nice, very tasteful. You are incredible. Like, you look amazing. So God bless you. I guess fantasy now. A little bit of fantasy. Keep this a short one.
What I've been investing in fantasy.
Yeah, what little you've been investing in fantasy. Me personally, I've been like back and forth. As y'all know, sometimes I take it mad seriously. I get upset, about certain things or whatever, missing certain players. Seeing a player like, say, Bol, have a huge performance, and then when you pick him off the waiver wire, he doesn't give you anything. But I get that that's how fantasy works. That's just it is what it is. For example, D-Book dropped 58, for the team last night. But then I didn't start key players today, so I lost my matchup anyway this week. So
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm noticing these Sundays are very weird, man. Like those last days of the matchups are like, see if the dudes are injured or it's just some weird wicketry going on.
Yeah, or if it's back-to-backs and they rest them. And I get that, it's necessary. But it hurts me because I don't have a player playing then, or I just have a player on a minutes restriction, which sucks.
Yeah, and that's where you see all these dudes diving into the fucking...
Into the wire.
And then, like, I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, man, I could pick somebody up, but... More times than not, it's, I'm just doing it just to do it, man.
Yeah, or just have a streamer or a warm body to start, to just get you some minutes. And that's how it is for me, just peaks and valleys. Like, my best players have been playing well until, like I said, or foreshadowed earlier with Steph and Wiggins getting hurt with shoulder and groin injuries, respectively.
What was it, a subluxation?
Yeah.
I never heard that word before. I had to look it up. So.
Shout out to you for the research. There you go.
Minor dislocation.
There you go. So he's going to be out for a month. Wiggins, I think, will be out at least 2 more. Supposedly, seeing how he feels. I think he practiced today, so I don't know. But
and the funny thing about this fucking team is they always, like, they have injuries, but their injuries are always at the right times to where it's like the right dudes are out to where the team can kind of figure themselves out.
And they need to.
That's what happened last year,
Yeah.
bro. Because Steph was out for a little bit, and motherfuckers had to figure shit out. So I won't say this is a prediction, but this is definitely the time with which Clay has to get his shit back together. And you're seeing that because Clay's game is starting to switch up. He's becoming less of a... Well, he's still gunning. He guns when he's feeling it, but when he's not feeling the gun, you can see his overall game come out where he's playing like mid-range. He's trying to drive. He's not the defender that he was, but
he can defend.
His overall game is definitely... I mean, you could probably say it's probably better now, but he's like... Steph being out forces him to become that number one option.
Yeah, especially with also Wiggins gone because he's the second best player on the team. And the advantage of having Jordan Poole, and a two-man guy to play off of. And, again, a great playmaker in Draymond, even though, niggas is calling for this nigga's head or whatever. But,
all right, look, I have to hit you with a real quick Mario tunnel right now. The better, even though one of them would never admit that he was the second option. The better second option, son. Scotty or Clay?
Well, it's the big show. It's a big bad show tonight. My first instinct is...
Take your time.
I like always to go with my first, like, what popped out.
And that's usually the right way to go, but...
I would probably say, if we're talking about overall games...
Most people will say Scotty.
Most people say Scotty. I am almost compelled to say Scotty as one of my favorite players ever. And one of the best forwards to ever play, for sure. But it's probably Clay because, to your point, he's worked...
Scotty doesn't have the fucking ceiling that Clay has.
That and...
Offensively. Defensively, yeah.
Yeah, but... I don't know, like, it's just something's different about the two of them. And people will say, it's positions, things like that, whatever.
No, Scotty's bigger. He's the better athlete, the better defender, but you are afraid of Clay.
Especially if he gets mad at you. Like, yeah, Scotty gets mad at you. He'll drop 27 on your head. That sucks. But, and he'll lock down your best player, which also sucks.
And unfortunately, Scotty, like, and he probably should have been, but Scotty was never like that real OD dominant triple-double player, which he should have been.
Yeah, he should have. But I also argue that's due to the machinery of the Bulls team. They wanted to hit you with so many different looks, especially at their primes.
All right, no, that's bullshit because he was the primary ball handler.
Yeah, also nigh unstoppable
Come on, bro. Look.
in certain matchups. But
you're playing with who I would say is the best player of all time, but whatever. But you're playing with Jordan. What is Scotty's all-time assist average?
5 or 6.
Exactly.
Maybe?
Exactly. You playing with Jordan, boy. If your shit ain't 7 or better, it should be 8 or 9. But if you're playing with the Jordans,
yeah,
like most of your career, you're playing with this dude.
This also might take further research, because he also had dud seasons with other teams like the Jailblazers. So
that's what I'm saying. That was the tail end. Bro.
That might have altered the percentage a little bit, but
80% of his career he played with Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
From his rookie season until '98.
Yeah. Also, the reason why I'm also tempted to go with Clay, not that I ever want to really use emotions against someone, but The Last Dance revealed a side of Scotty to me that I didn't really know about, admittedly, because I hated the Bulls. So I love Scotty, but I hated the Bulls.
A lot of people were alluding to that before this shit because a lot of people don't fuck with Scotty.
Yeah, and you're seeing that. I was always like confused about that.
Like me too, because I was like, "Where's Scotty?" But like,
he seems to be
dick,
a good
son.
guy. Like everyone always talks about how, again, the perception of him as like, the country boy, like who took care of his family and
this, and that. Like, they played that up so much.
Nah, it was always Jordan was the asshole. Scotty was
Scotty was, the balancing, the aw shucks, dude, to keep him
now
in line
look,
or whatever.
like his the way he played the game, yeah. Because, I mean, that 94-95 season showed that. And, look, to his credit, he should have got MVP that season.
Yeah, he was wild.
He should have. I mean, the Dream deserved it, but Scotty deserved it more, man.
He was bugging because he was the MVP. But, you know the rules. Like, you gotta be on a winning team. You gotta be the best player on the best team. That is the general way they pick them. Even though in more recent years that has fluctuated, but still, that is usually what the criteria that people use.
That's
especially niggas who own votes, and they're the ones who matter because they get to vote.
I mean, look, I don't remember if the Bulls were number 1 seed that year, but they had to be at least top 3. So.
Yeah, they were a good team.
Good enough. I mean, look, Westbrook got MVP with what, the 6th seed?
Yeah. And stealing rebounds from his teammates.
No, he wasn't. They were giving them shits to him.
Yeah, they were. But I would still say it's Klay because even though he has shown, whatever emotionality or whatever that is, he has always shown that he's a company man, more or less. It would be easy to be in the shadow of an all-time great and feel pissy about it. Championships or no, when they won this ring, he said this one was the most meaningful because he did it with his guys, his mans in them. Like, it meant something. They really clawed for that. So I would probably say it's Klay. Like you said, the potential he has is like Gohan, almost. Like, Scotty ain't never dropped 70. That's all I'm saying. Like, no. Even though he is an incredibly talented player, was an incredibly talented player, I don't know if he got that in him the way that Klay got it in him.
No.
And this is not a burial of Scotty by any means at all. But I'm just trying to really. I'm trying to go by what dudes did and have done.
Scotty was dynamic in his own ways. I'm never going to take that away from the man.
And you could argue was like a lot of other players, other forwards and stuff like that. That was the genesis of this ultra athletic, slash forward who is killing you, and they do everything good, a little bit of everything good, and are able to be like that second gun on the team outside of the star.
All right, so look, the Bulls, they were the number 3 seed in that
look at that, in a stacked Eastern Conference. Or I don't know about stacked, but competitive. At least competitive.
That's what I'm saying. So I get it. And at that point, look, what the Dream had gone through with the Rockets franchise alone, he deserved the MVP. I get that.
And you could also, I'll argue this. I'll argue that the league, in the void of Michael Jordan, the absence of him when they forced him to retire. You could talk about baseball you want, Mike. They definitely tried to just put you behind the scenes for a while just to cool you off, and it worked. Now, on top of that, it worked.
And the man's pops got clapped.
Exactly. Of course, you're going through it, man. And people are speculating that it's your fault.
He got clapped, and all that. Clapped basically not that far from where you from. So it's
from home.
Yeah, it's come on, man.
While you was working. So
I mean, it was off season.
It was a lot. But he's being Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He's going all over the world. He's doing that thing. He's living that life. And they needed a face of the league, that was wholesome, and that was definitely the Dream.
That could have been Scotty too.
Sure, given the narrative,
back then,
given the narrative and how they played this dude up and all that. But I feel like,
well, damn sure wasn't gonna be P. Ewing.
No, but
which is fucked up because he could have been, but just the Knicks.
He's incredibly popular.
I mean, well, and it's New York, but just the Knicks intimidation factor, I guess.
Yeah, the goonishness. That's why I bring up how wholesome Dream was, and how they kept telling the story and telling the story and telling the story, his story, and how motivational it was, and this and that. They wanted that narrative. Shit, they even carry. You don't really see this dude ever. He'll appear at some games and he'll say hi and he'll appear at the Hall of Fames and whatever, but
he stays out of it mostly. Like, he's an ambassador for the game, and that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, because he's a peaceful dude, man. He's
Yeah, and so that worked for the league to have a guy like that go out there and fucking destroy the league with series of spin moves and shit.
Which he was doing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna,
So it helps, and I'm not saying they made him MVP or whatever. Like, this nigga played to
No,
earn
in
it.
the era of the dominant center, he was the most dominant.
Yep.
And not that whole era, but that year.
And he was doing it in a way that was considered unorthodox.
He was considered finesse back then.
Yeah, because of his mobility and all these things he was doing. So
mobility, 1,004 moves.
Exactly, 86 pump fakes, all that.
You know what I'm saying? Mad arm bars, all types of shit.
So to really firmly answer your question, it's Clay. Like, much as it's hard to say it's not Scotty, but now we have more evidence and more, especially seeing how Larsa, like, I don't know what's up with that, like, outside of what we've seen in terms of shenanigans, but if your wife is treating you that way,
ex-wife,
and now ex-wife is treating you that way,
your baby moms, essentially.
Yeah, is treating you that way, essentially. I don't want to say dragging your name through the mud, because she could do whatever she want, but
when she starts to fuck the son of your ex-teammate who was better than you and who you hate, that shows a different level of, like, I don't even know what the word is.
What did you do to earn that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's hatred, bro.
What did you do to earn that
that's
level?
That's some real soap opera.
That's some petty shit.
That means
it's one thing to fuck young players. That's whatever. But, like,
actually, you know what it is? That shows you how much he was complaining about Jordan back in the days. That shows you how much Jordan's name came out of his mouth to the point that she was like, you know what? I might as well fuck a Jordan. I didn't heard that name so much.
I want to see what it's about. And she liked them young boys, so it worked out.
Damn, Scotty. And not to mention your son really ain't all that neither.
And let's go to Clay's, and, like, he's got all these hot women, and he just be curving them, son. This nigga's gangsters and he's ruthless.
He just be swerving on his boat.
Exactly, he's Captain Clay, son. And I like that. And I like that he just has this, like, demeanor of, like, people say all this shit about me and this light skin shit, and they say I'm washed, and they say this and they say that. And I'm just out here living my best life. So I'm just chilling.
Clay's always gonna have that real true smooth. Even though he's not really from the islands, he's always gonna have that smooth, cool West Indian vibe because he's part Bohemian. So.
And again, I think there's definitely something to this last trip being not only the most important one, but the thing to get some kind of pressure and weight off of him. Besides, the obvious, like, I'm not washed. Here it is. I'm a champion again. But
see, I don't know about that, but because there's going to be weight because he got carried to that championship.
I know, Wiggins shit.
So I mean, like, he could say this was the most important in regards to, like, him being there.
I'm just talking about and how he's acting this season. Like, even though the Warriors are struggling a little bit, but seeing him at post games and stuff like that, especially after he has had a series of good games lately.
Yes. Yes.
Like, as Deion said, you play good, you look good, and you look good, you play good. So.
No.
Sorry, I butchered it, right?
When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good.
So he seems to be feeling good, like, especially in terms of health and how he's been playing and stuff. So
I need headband Clay back.
And I think he's also adjusting to his new role on the team because of the rise of Jordan Poole, Wiggins, and all these other guys.
But that's the whole thing.
That's been the Warriors' culture forever. It's
not even a new role, bro. Yeah. It's just that he's been gone so long. He has the same role he's always had.
Yeah.
Which is like that tweener, that second, third option.
Yeah.
He's the same dude. It's just he hasn't been there. So he's coming to a new team. His role is the same. So, and that's why we're seeing a different game because it's a different team.
Yeah, and he's relaxed. It seems like.
And he should always be that calm and effect. Because Steph is like kind of in between being hype and calm and.
He's largely like the intensity dude. Like,
him and Draymond.
Especially in the last few years, he definitely carries that Kobe, edge to him.
Oh no. Steph is definitely he's going in the straight nigga mode, boy. Like, you see him on the sideline now. He ain't wearing suits no more. He just out straight hoodie and Timbs. I forgot what game the other night. I was like, wait, boy, like, this nigga Steph ain't wearing suits no more. Just straight hoodie. Oh, all right. Straight champ hoodies. All right, I see you out there.
It's cool as long as it's Under Armour. But
I'm like, oh, he just like after that fourth trip, he just said, fuck. Oh, no, I'm here now.
I'm Uncle Steph now. So,
oh yes, big Unc Steph.
I'm out here. So
So
I think that's what it is. Because even though Scotty was a good piece on the Jailblazers, he wasn't like the missing link. You know what I'm saying? He didn't propel.
Even though like he tried to make
even though people have been saying for years that he had myself included, that he had the ability to propel a team given his talent level.
No.
He got to a team that again was a formidable team, and they couldn't and yeah, ref help, all that shit, whatever.
Blazers and Rockets.
The Jailblazers.
And
Rockets were good teams when he showed up, and he was not the shot in the arm they needed. He was effective.
Yeah.
But he was
You know
not.
why? Because all right, and to what you were just saying about Clay.
Like it's a weird comparison, but it's like akin to like how the Melo stands wanted Melo
adaptivity,
to be.
Bro.
They wanted Melo.
Adaptivity.
They wanted Melo to be like, all right, you're gonna be Uncle Melo. You're gonna show them the second coming, and even though he could still score like a motherfucker, the second coming didn't come.
Well, the second coming came too late, but
yeah.
With Clay again, Clay is, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna do what needs to be done to win. Scotty always wanted to be the man.
Yeah, he wanted
to be the number one option. He wanted to be that dude, and
he wanted his flowers, and I'm cool with that. You deserve them, but then
my nigga, you got 6 rings. You got 6 rings. You got your contract that you wanted.
Yeah, that they were gonna front on you on.
Come on, like, all right, boy, how many flowers do you want, nigga? You ain't dead. This ain't
he
a
wants
funeral.
to be on the same pedestal as Jordan. That's what he wants, and that's
not,
never going to happen.
You never hit them shots, nor will you've ever hit them shots. Look, even if Scotty would have been at his best, right? Like, all right, if he would have stayed on the Sonics, at his best, bro, he probably would have averaged.
He could do 20. He was still scoring.
Oh, no, I would say like 23, 24.
Highly athletic, like, and he was starting to shoot better. But
he wasn't averaging 37. Well, first of all, no, he wasn't averaging 37.5 against the fucking Pistons, the bad boy Pistons. He wasn't averaging 40-something against the Cavs. He wasn't averaging, 38 in the finals against the Suns. This nigga, he wasn't averaging, 30 and 11 against the fucking Lakers in the finals. Averaging 30 and 11.
They didn't come out the East when he was the leader of the team, even though he was playing out of his mind on a good team.
Now, there were a few bad calls.
But that's always present. That's why I brought up the Jailblazers, because Jailblazers was housing people, and they were susceptible to some postseason bad calling. But
he led the Bulls because that was
the Jailblazers going to be the Lakers? Fuck no, not that team.
They could have.
They were close. They had the formula.
They were going to.
They had the formula, and then what happened. But
now again, had he been who he thinks he is, he would have figured out how to get that game. You figure out how to get that game.
And all the old heads in his generation who kept playing as long or longer than he did figure it out. More or less. Granted, Vince Carter never won the chip, but this nigga played forever. And he changed his game to play in the modern league. To be effective.
Because Gary Payton didn't figure it out. He just kind of ended up on the right team.
And in the right situation at the right time. Also, he stayed not injured.
But I mean, like when he got his ship on Miami, that
he snuck out the door with that one. But that happens too.
Now look, yeah,
but no one ever said that Gary Payton was a generational talent. Niggas have said that about Scotty.
Defensively, they said he was.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm talking about all around in the way that they talk about Scotty. That I myself have talked about Scotty. Not generational, but
the Glove is a top 75 player though.
For good reasons. I'm not trying to discount that. I'm just saying that. Niggas never looked at Gary Payton and was like, you're going to be the one who carries the team.
No, he would never be your first overall pick. No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so.
Well, I mean, because honestly, you would take. Because wait, GP came out before J Kidd. But you would take J Kidd before GP.
Yeah, because his all around game's better.
I mean, you would take a couple of point guards before GP, honestly.
Yeah, because they're all around. It's about all around. It's no disrespect to GP.
No. But I mean, the glove is the glove. But you pick the glove when you have other things set up on your team.
Exactly. When you're setting up that underlayer of the glue of the team that's going to really make your team effective, he is that guy. Much in the way Marcus Smart is that guy. Like guys like that. That's why it was cool that GP gave him the award. So that's really it. To kind of just end that discussion. Like, is Clay all the way? And I almost feel bad for Scotty, but like I said, now we know what we know. Bless you. So I don't know. But as for fantasy, I just wanna. I think I'm in 5th and you're in 6th right now. Not kept reflecting. I might sink because I lost it. I definitely lost this week's matchup, so we'll see how it goes. But
yeah, I mean, I found myself having to make picks and weird transactions just about every week, but that is the I guess that's the name of the
excuse me, shit, a little nasally. That's the nature of fantasy overall, and that's the fun of it. I don't mind all that, but because that's the game part.
I mean,
of it.
you know what I do, just in regards to basketball, because it shouldn't be this many fucking injuries, man.
Not this early, anyway. There's this again. There's another weird
not to
season.
this extent. You know what I'm saying? Like one, maybe 2 dudes. All right, but
I think part of it is also. I feel like a lot of, especially middle of the road teams, are trying to establish themselves in ways that they hadn't been in the last few years.
Which is fine because
e.g. your Cavs, Pacers, Kings, who are like 3 of the hottest teams in the league right now, which is so weird to say of those 3 teams.
It is. Best team in the league, or at least they're playing the way they think they are, is probably Boston. Especially since they got Robert Williams back.
That's right. Shout out to the Time Lord.
But
meant to scoop him, but I got beat to the punch.
Well, that seems to have happened to you a lot this year.
This is that season. Didn't get even though I didn't really want him because it was kind of a risk to get Boy on, but he's apparently cooking. Didn't get Larry Markkinen. Didn't get all types of guys I could have got. But again, that's the nature of this game, so I can't be mad at it for my opponents just being more on it than I am. It just makes me more mad at work and being a slave at work because
we're basically in the fucking the Black Dragon League, man.
Yeah. So they will take advantage of every little fucking weakness and shit.
They think they are, but a lot of those moves are just fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I'm watching them. I'm like, all right, I see what you're doing, bro, but you might as well just keep who you got.
Yeah, I'm not really even looking to make moves. I'm cool with, despite the injuries, I'm still cool with what I got. I thought about making trades. I thought about like who I could give up, stuff like that. Reading those articles that say, oh, you should sell this guy while he's still high, blah blah blah. Thought about teasing niggas with Jaylen Brown because he's playing out of his mind.
No.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. He arguably is the best player on my team right now. It's between him and Steph. Even though D-Book is also playing out of his mind, but he doesn't give me much besides points and assists, which is good because he's becoming a better playmaker, which he needs to be. But no, I'm good, more or less. Like Bobby Portis is showing up for me. Like I have this weird lineup that just works for me. I like it. It makes me feel confident about my early choices, and I like being right, even if I lose like matchups. I like being like, yeah, that was a good pick, or yeah, this chemistry is good, or yeah, I knew what I was doing when I put this together. Even Christian Wood, who I've complained about, I haven't really complained about him. I complained about how high I picked him, but he's balling right now. Even though J-Kid is still too stupid to start him, this dude is playing out of his mind right now.
No, I like where he has him because he does what he needs to do. And
Dwight Powell is a minutes vacuum and is not that much better defensively than Christian Wood is. especially lately. So I would
Yeah,
rather
if
you're gonna play him the minutes, start him. That's all I'm saying.
They just like Powell out there because he's been there so long.
I get it, I do, but that's like akin to playing JJ, over a guy you need to develop. I love JJ. Get him off the floor though. Like, I'll see you soon. Like, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna play JJ at all, or Tim Hardaway Jr. or whoever the fuck you could plug in to that spot. Dwight Powell ain't it though. You might as well start Maxi Kleber for all that. He's a better player.
Yeah, well, I mean, J Kidd doesn't seem to know.
They're already starting him before anyway. They already had done it, so they have lineups with him. But J Kidd is also a very erratic, wild ass coach. So that's a whole nother discussion. But I'm just glad that certain things are panning out for me. So even though I'm getting my ass kicked right now, I'm still confident in my team because I'm still more or less beating guys up most nights. It's just if I don't have my chemistry right or the schedule is weird, I'm getting murdered because a lot of my opponents have way more star power than I do. And that sucks because there's just nothing you can do against that. You see Luka on the other side of the sheet and you're like, God damn it.
I mean, it's just one dude.
It's just an example. Like I've been getting stung by dudes like that.
Yeah, it's the collective, man. Yeah. I mean, look, I just recently got James Harden back.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, I just got him back. Desmond Bane ain't coming back no time.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he might be out.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So it's I mean, where I was and where I am now is weird, but it is what it is. So
it's still a good team. It's still good.
It's all right.
It's still early. It's still very early.
No, yeah, like I said, bro. Like what I mean.
Also, trade deadline ain't even happened yet. Like that's really what shapes it.
So what I'm saying, I still like the pieces I have, and I don't want to give any of them up. But at the same time, it's just it's a weird situation. I'll say that.
Same. Doesn't stop me from setting my lineups, except for today, obviously, where I could have won had I set my lineup.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I had to go to work. Responsibilities, I don't even got money in this, so it's just pride. It's just pride and smarts and whatever.
Yeah, that's a lot of what it is, man. I'll just be at work and, connection don't be that good, so I'm like, all right.
Same. Like, I got to struggle sometimes to find a place to update. Or I'd be on the train, I'd be like, God damn it. Like, there'd be times where the game would be about to start, and I'm trying to, like, start a nigga, and then it locks them in on the bench, and you're like, fuck.
And I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Like I said, especially on Sundays, I'm noticing a lot of times, like, I like, my alerts and my status, like, it goes from, like, your dude is going from healthy to just out.
Yeah, just out. Not even game time decision.
All right, whatever.
He's fucked right now.
And at this point, like, I'm not even going to hit the pool because it's like I'm wasting my time, boy. Ain't nobody out there.
No one crazy anyway.
Yeah,
there's guys, but again, they're streamers. Like,
nobody that's gonna make a difference.
Yeah, you pull them on certain nights. You need that guy. That's just really all it is. Your Bruce Browns of the world. Shout out to him, man. He be giving me some nights. Alexei Pokusevsky, on the Thunder, like guys like that, like they just you plug them in. Onyeka Okongwu, the list goes on. Devin Vassell, even though he's a starter, like he be getting busy for me aside from his injury woes, and that's it. Otherwise, he been playing, man. So that's the fun of it for me, the tactics. And so far tactically, things are going okay. I just need Stephen Wiggins to come back so I can be competitive. That's all.
One name that I'm surprised is still out there is Malik Monk. If he's still out there.
No, I have him.
You got him? All right.
Yeah, I've been had him, actually. I've been having him on and off. I had him on and off since last year when he was a Laker. Because you get busy when you get the minutes. But they weren't giving him the minutes. And now on the Kings, he gets the minutes because he leads the bench.
Yeah, I was looking at him for a while. So I was going to scoop him up. But
I got him. You want to trade for him,
sir? No, I ain't scoop him up because, like, my guard situation was alright. And quiet as kept. I probably mentioned this on whatever episode we were originally talking about these teams. I'm alright with the guard situation as long as, they're healthy. And that's what it is, too. Like, most of my guards were, like...
Well, that's part of the reason why I scooped him in the first place, other than knowing he was good, was because Drew Holiday has been, like, in and out of the lineup. When he's in, he's cooking. but he's been like sick. So
I mean, that's him though.
yeah, he's in and out. So I needed a guy who can at least handle some of that or give me some of that back, and Malik has been doing it. Because him and Sabonis and the rest of the Beam team, man, they're getting it in right now. They have this chemistry, which is amazing, you know.
No, the Kings have a
Who would have thought that they would have,
young squad,
by losing Tyrese Halliburton, who's an incredible player, like that they would get better.
They still have a great amount of talent, man.
They do. Shout out to Kevin Huerter, man. He's another one, man.
Yeah.
You know, kind of floundering on the Hawks. You know, he would get his opportunities here and there, and
yeah, he has the perfect role out there, man.
he's available. He's on the wire right now. I just didn't pick him up today because he didn't play. I might pick him up anyway just to have him. Maybe switch him for Malik. I don't know. Malik plays more minutes, but yeah, like it's that. It's the fun of finding the Malik Monks and all those guys, and you know, cobbling together wins with that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but you know, otherwise I'm good, man.
Yeah, it's just some bullshit trying to find a dude that's playing that night.
Yeah, it's annoying.
When like 75% of your dudes ain't playing that night, and the one that is injured, man.
Exactly, or on a minutes restriction or something.
Yeah, it's just like
or on a game time decision, so you don't know. Like,
yeah, like what are we doing, man?
Yeah, I gotta pick him up because I gotta have someone just in case. And then sometimes you burn a pick and you're mad and you're like, fuck. But that said, I'm ready to land this thing. Any closing shots you got? Any parting shots you got? Anything?
Well, we got those Christmas games coming up.
Looking forward to those.
I don't know if I am. I mean, there's a few that
I'm just happy I'll get to watch them. At least one or two of them. That's it. See, I get home too late, except for the West Coast game. I get home too late to watch any of the games, so
I'm usually sleeping.
I'm finding out through fantasy like how the NBA went. You know,
yeah.
I would have loved to have seen Devin Booker drop 58 last night, but
and them fucking highlights. Well, I watched when I went out Friday.
Oh yeah, and the highlight channels, yeah.
When I went out Friday, I saw the fourth quarter of that Lakers Nuggets game. It's funny because, you know, I wish Scrams was around, but they, like, I'll say this. It seems like finally Westbrook and Braun are finally on, because Westbrook and AD kind of had their little 1-2 together, but there was a few instances where I'm looking at it and I'm seeing like, oh, okay, LeBron and Westbrook got their shit going together, because they're letting Westbrook be the facilitator, which is the funniest shit about all of that, but fuck it. Yeah, let him facilitate and let everybody else score.
And the key to
because he's in that mindset now.
And he feels good about it. And when he feels good, he plays good. Also,
yeah, exactly.
You know, he needs to feel good to play good. The others, you know, they could turn it on, except for AD, who is now injured for a month, which sucks because he was bugging.
I mean,
of course, as usual,
that's the story.
They get the chemistry, and then he's gone. So hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully he'll be back in less than a month. We'll see how it goes. But yeah.
I mean, look, with Braun and Westbrook, if they really get they 2-man game together, they could make the play. Well, they could make the play in.
And we'll see if they actually make any deals. If they get Kuzma, if they get DeRozan. Because I guess the latest rumblings that the Bulls are really trying to blow it up, because I guess everybody hates the Bulls. Because it seems like everybody's just critiquing the Bulls, like, and telling that's a garbage team.
Because they load up and then fuck up.
Yeah, and they're just not, you know, I don't want to just pin it all on Ball being out, but he was the engine of that offense in a lot of ways, and the glue.
I mean, Ball and Caruso.
And Caruso, but Caruso's been in and out of the lineup. He's been there. It's just that they don't have, you know, Zach LaVine's been a little off this year too, so like they don't have that tip of the spear that really scares teams.
They don't have leadership.
Like, it's DeMar, but DeMar is getting old, and it shouldn't be him.
But even DeMar
should be the second option, being the veteran presence that keeps them calm on the floor. Like,
DeMar, like, again, you know, because even going back to Toronto, like, Kyle Lowry was the leader.
You know, and the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and DeMar's a dog, but he's you know what I'm saying.
That smooth, like he's that smooth Rip Hamilton dude. Like,
yeah, he's 100. Yeah,
he's not that bomb. Like, they don't have that guy. Like, at the end, it was supposed to be Zach. But
even then, though, I don't know. Like, Zach is the same. Like, him and DeMar are the same dude.
Yeah, they have a similar, except Zach is more of a penetrator because, you know, he's not as old. But
matter of fact, honestly, to me, none of them, like, because even Lonzo isn't like you know what I'm saying, like,
not fiery, but he definitely was happy to be like, I am the leader of this team in terms of, like, on the floor.
I mean, because ultimately he probably would have become their best player.
Yeah. Or just, again, the soul.
I mean, he should have been their best player.
Like, you know, that soul of the team. Like, because, you know, he believes, you know, he wants to win. He wants to be on a good team. And that showed in his game.
Yeah, like that first half of last season, they were unstoppable, man.
Yep.
They, like, because we say that was the best I've ever seen Vucevic play. Like, consistently. DeMar was DeMar.
And just Lonzo looking like J.K. out there. Like, essentially, like, he was just orchestrating this incredible, you know, so much so that they're like, all right, trade all the other guards because he needed him to be out there to win. And then you have Caruso behind him, which is good. And then Kobe White behind him. So, all
right, well,
and then Io behind him. Like, there's a bit of a logjam, but the point is they are like a team that has all these middle of the road good players, but that's not enough. You know, it's not enough to put you over.
But see, that's the thing, though. They have, like, I wouldn't even say that they're a middle of the road team that has, like, a couple of players that can give you all-star performances.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean,
they're the most effective as a fist. Like, that's where they win.
But again, that's you know, that I would say that's more because of coaching than anything.
Yeah, but also just, you could tell, I feel like they like playing together. Once they figure out what their chemistry is, injuries aside and stuff, and minutes aside.
That, and look, you have to have a focal point. Like, who and what, like, who's your team? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and what do they do? Like, you don't, other than shoot the mid-range, like, and that's only because DeMar is the mid-range master. It's not like they shoot the mid-range per se.
And it's not like, you know what I'm saying, your team is like you.
By the way, Rusty Buckets, I know I often shout him out. The Bulls are his team, so he did an extensive look at this. Go watch that video. That came out last week, I believe. Go watch that. Shout out to him. And he really, like, he broke it down. Alex Hoops as well, I believe, also went into this. Shout out to him. He's great too. They talk about how they take a lot of long twos, and no team really takes those shots. And they're super inefficient, and so they just might as well just take the three for all that. It makes sense for DeMar to do it because of who he is, but the rest of the team doesn't have that in them. That's not their games really.
Yeah, if you're not open, yeah.
And with the exception of Vucevic, and Vucevic, even though as I've sung his praises for years now, is so up and down these days that you can't rely on that. So,
and at best he's a third option.
Which is why I was happy they got him, because I was like, he'll sink into that nice, you know, get you this double-double, might get you 5 assists. That's what they needed. They needed that out of their big man. Could you imagine him and Lowry right now? Whatever. The point is that
no, just Lowry.
Yeah,
just I would have got rid of him and just kept Lowry.
Yeah. So there it is. We'll see what happens with them. I don't want to talk about the Bulls.
Just one more before we close this out. Even though it's only December, who is your Final Four?
Shit. That's so hard because so many teams up and down right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, that's why I asked, because it's not an easy topic.
Bucks, Nuggets, Jazz. Even though I feel like the Jazz and the Cavs are kind of in that same position of, like, they may peter out as teams figure them out.
Right.
I think the Cavs can potentially go further than the Jazz because they also have that, like, chemistry. They like playing together. They're also a very unique lineup in that they have two very mobile, very defensive big men who can also finish.
That's what I was about to say. They can score and defend.
And
but again, even with the Cavs,
Donovan Mitchell, who they kept telling you he's not a leader, he doesn't have it. He's not a leader, he doesn't have it. Is looking insane over there right now. So.
Well, the leadership thing is still under question.
And part of it is, I'm aware, is he's a good regular season player, so I expect this out of him. But he is at least turning it up another level that shows that he has it.
He went to a team that's about each other.
Yeah, and that appreciates him. You know.
No, they needed him. They needed him.
And they needed him. But also, like, you know, he likes to be needed. Like, that's why he was so crucial for the Jazz, because they needed him to really be effective.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
So
like,
when they started turning on him in some ways, and he's really sneaked this ways, I got why he started to feel why he's feeling. When dudes are saying Rudy Gobert was more important than him, I was like, I don't know about all that. You're seeing what's happening in Minnesota right now. That's not panning out. So,
well, a lot of shit doesn't pan out in Minnesota.
So it would seem, but you know, that's the front office issue, and they're cursed. They're fucking cursed by Chuck Daly. So, RIP to him. I'm ready to go to bed, personally. Where can they find you, sir?
And of course, you know, Bandit_Light7 on the gram. Definitely always posting for the cast and posting other tidbits and whatnot. But you can sometimes catch me on the corner of such and such and such and such.
In the leather, in the smooth leather. You can find me on my largely quiet Twitter account, Shining Brizard. Mostly still doing just the cat memes thing and retweeting of things. I don't really interact. That doesn't say I don't want to interact with you guys. It's more like I don't want to get sucked into the vortex of bullshit that site is. I'd rather just sit on the sidelines and appreciate it with the popcorn or whatever, the Michael Jackson memes and whatever. But you can find me there. You can DM me if you want. Feel free. That's also where I update when we record with the YouTube links. So if you use that to access our channel, thank you. You know, retweet that shit if you can and if you want to. Otherwise, thank you for coming back. Sorry we were away for so long. I promise it won't be this way going forward. Well, you know, slavery aside.
No, those breaks are needed sometimes.
Oh yeah, I definitely I need more breaks. But it was nice to be back on the stick though.
Yes.
I miss this, so we'll definitely see y'all soon for more snakeness. Peace out, y'all.
Oh yeah, yes.